there, this is Kelly with your daily check-in. It is timeless, so whenever you are checking it out, there will be a check-in here for you to ask questions, for you to get guidance perhaps, all about your journey of health and where you are mind, body, and spirit. I very much enjoyed doing the Valentine's Day readings. I hope that people will continue to dive into them because they were quite juicy. And I'm also looking forward to tomorrow when the new moon appears. And we are going to dive back into a closer look at manifestations. So if you are up for that journey, bring writing material, a journal perhaps to take notes down with anything you want to remember. Manifestation is about visualizing, so if you want to bring art supplies, because drawing your manifestations is a recommended way to really visualize them, which is the whole point of manifestation. But that's tomorrow. Today we are calling on angels. And as I was deciding what decks I wanted to use, I was remembering back a number of years ago, I was in a choir in Toronto called Singing Out. And one of our first, and this was right after my wife passed away, and it was after, it was one of the first songs, and it was Calling on Angels. So I was starting to sing it, and I will see if I can find it and post it in the playlists down there that go with my readings. But it's lovely. Sorry. Still getting over frog, but calling on angels, calling on angels. We tried, but we just don't know how this goes. Calling on angels, calling on angels. Walk me through this one. Don't leave me alone. And they don't. Because we're born with a team of otherworldly beings whose job it is to look after you. And because we have free will, if we don't reach out to them and ask for help, if we don't call on them, it is very difficult, or it's made more difficult, more complicated for them to assist us. So please, if there's anything you do today, connect with your guides and say, help. I accept help. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. The specific team that is there for your specific use on your time, during your time here on Earth. So, I would like to welcome the angels. I'm going to be using the Archangel deck, another Doreen Virtue. And then I will also be using the Angel Dreams by Doreen Virtue and her daughter, Melissa Virtue. Because you can say, please, I would like my team to step in. The key is to surrender, so I would like to surrender to the assistance, or I would like to surrender for the assistance of my angels. And I'd like to welcome the angels, the guides, the angelic beings, the beings of light that we know not, that are here to help us. Please guide this reading. Give us very clear messages for my collective to understand and get to know the wonderful beings that are there to help them here on Earth. So, which angels is that? Let's see. And I think instead of 3, I might get a couple. Okay, so we've got 2. Nice. All right, I'm going to keep going. Here we go. Calling on angels. Calling on angels. That just was in my hand. Oh, yay! Tried and I tried. Not sure how this goes. And of course, Archangel, the Archangel that I tend to look at as the patron angel for this Oracle challenge. What did I say? The Oracle challenge. Or the Oracle channel is Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of Health. Healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Yes, we definitely know that, and we definitely know that in terms of the foundation, someone is calling me. So yes, those are all things we have to work on, and I think really in order to fix a habit, they say 20 days to try and fix a habit. Honestly, it takes you as long as it takes you. Just working on a diet, adequate sleep, and exercise. Those are 3 major things. So I find I have to pick one, and I really have to focus on it. And when that one succeeds in creating a life change, a behavior change, like I'm trying to change my sleep habits now, where when I get up in the morning, I stay up. I, get work done because I have a lot of energy in the morning because I've slept all night and my pain level is lower. And then I go back to bed if I need more rest. And then that makes it easier to get up in the morning and make something healthy to eat because I feel hungry, so one thing can lead to another. So just, yes, you could do it all, but not all at once. So you have to pick something. But I want to, just because those are such vital but basic things, I want to read what Archangel Raphael has to say specifically. Sorry, awful frog. All right. And frog is the totem of cleansing, renewing, releasing, that kind of thing. Where are we? Here. So, you are co-creating your health by following your inner guidance about lifestyle habits. I give you inner nudges to improve the way you eat, or to exercise or rest more often. My prodding isn't to nag you or rob you of pleasure. Rather, my urgings are in response to your prayers for higher energy levels, increased well-being, weight loss, and a happier mood. When you take excellent care of your body, your outlook and your self-esteem naturally blossom. And that's the other thing that happens when you pick these habits and you succeed in folding one, confirmation, folding one into your life. Not only do you make way for other healthy habits to become possible, you improve the way you feel in many ways. Let's see. Working with Archangel Raphael. I should put this on a disclaimer on my channel. Raphael is heaven's physician. Yeah, definitely. And he prescribes preventative and curative medicine in the form of divine intervention and guidance. In the former, he swoops into the situation and surrounds it with his emerald... Ooh, I just got a chill. my spine. He swoops into the situation and surrounds it with his emerald green healing light and love. And the situation is instantly healed. But in the latter, which is actually more common, Raphael will give you intuition and hunches, showing how you can help with the healing. So that's the co-creation part. And again, you can ask, you can specifically say, Archangel Raphael, I want to change this habit. I would like help with this symptom. And you can just, I have just lain there and been doing Reiki, but I've also said I would like the angels to do healing work on me. And they do. So if you want to connect with your angels, just before you go to bed at night, ask them to do healing work on you. And it shall be done, particularly because you ask. Yep, I'll do something specific with information about Raphael. But for now, we are going to move on to Ariel. And no, we're not talking under the sea. We are talking Archangel Ariel, the Archangel of Courage. She looks almost a Viking there. And we've got, of course, the lion in the background. And the lion is the totem of courage. She is the courage. She is the courageous angel. She reminds me almost as Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess who is about boundaries. So having courage is about saying no and setting boundaries. But let's see what she says specifically. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs, which is saying no, setting a boundary. I won't do that. This is not acceptable. Can we do that instead? Yeah, I'm gonna read these guys so you can have a clearer idea of what you're doing when you are working with them. Let's see. Yeah. We'll do that one later. Oh, right. Okay. Courage. In this situation, you need to act upon your convictions, even if others disagree. Sometimes that's difficult. That's why you need some courage. I am protecting you from harm and guiding you to be a loving warrior of light. As you stand up for your beliefs, you're a role model for others. And also, when you set boundaries with someone else, it helps other people be clear with you because they know they know what you expect from other people. So that in itself makes it clear. This is an important form of spiritual teaching in which your example gives others courage to also stand up for their own principles. So you are leading in that way. Ariel's name means lioness of God. That all tracks. And she reflects these qualities, including bravery, courage, focus, and elegant movements. Kind of like body freedom, dancing. If you notice images of lions or lionesses, this signals that Ariel is with you. Call upon her to boost your confidence and your courage. So yeah, look out for angels that look like Ariel and lions. And you know that specifically, do more, if there's an archangel that you particularly, jive with, do more research on them because there'll be more synchronicities for sure. So, yeah. Okay, so moving on, we have Archangel Raguel and clairsentience. Oops. Let's go back. I'm going to show you. Okay. So Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So your body is a tool for many, many for many reasons. Not only does it physically, like say, pain is an indication that there's something wrong in your body, but your body, as a healthcare practitioner and as someone who is an energy worker, my body, I will get physical and emotional information that leads me to understand if I'm intuitively doing the right thing for myself or for my clients. And anybody can do that, honestly. So, yeah, just notice if something interesting is going on and follow that feeling. And if there's something going on and you want to know more about it, do a meditation and just say, what do you have to tell me? Archangel Raguel, what do you have to tell me? Archangel Ariel or Archangel Raphael, what do you have to tell me? What does this mean? Please honor your feelings. Don't be afraid of deep emotions or intense feelings. I can help you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. I'm just going to stop people moving around. I really should do this work in my room.
Once it's cleaned up?
Yeah, I like this big surface.
Okay. Well, we'll move the dining room into the sunroom.
Haha. Butthead. You okay?
Yep.
All right. Okay, and this is how she can help. Please honor your feelings. Don't be afraid of deep emotions or intense feelings. I can help you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. And if you are definitely in that situation, I would say you're empathing, for sure. You may be, and that's how empaths work, is when you are with someone else, you can feel physically or feel emotionally what they're feeling in order to understand them better. So in that way, they are just a tool for you as a practitioner, but it could also just be a tool for you to understand what your friend or your family member is going through. But it is important to understand, to distinguish other people's feelings and yours, because you don't want to carry somebody else. And that goes back to the energetic boundaries. The energetic boundaries exercise, where you want to put yourself in an orb, in light, and practice, like getting up every day, especially if you're an empath, getting up every day, putting up that visible shield, and asking that as you move through the day, anything that's in your highest good will be attracted to you, and anything that is not in your highest good will be deflected. But also, perhaps, if you're empathing, that if you come into contact with other people's emotions or physical feelings, that those are moments where you can distinguish theirs and yours, and you can keep them on the outside of the bubble, but still register it, but still understand it, and just say, that's not mine, but that's good information. It's a fine practice. So yeah, let's see. Your repetitive emotions and physical feelings provide important information, so please notice and follow those feelings. They're the answers to your prayers. Ask me to help translate confusing messages so that you'll clearly know which steps to take. So, there's Raguel's offer of help right there. If you are having trouble distinguishing, if you are an empath and trying to get, the ground under your feet, ask Raguel for assistance. And then lastly, I always love it when Archangel Gabriel comes out, because with genders, I think just like the divine, we're non-gender, so you can associate a gender with an angel, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I always think he is a little of both, as a creative. And whenever I have a new project, or in the past when I've had a new project, I will repetitively pull a card every day and say, okay, Gabriel, what am I working on today? So that's a good way to focus if you're using your creativity as a tool on your journey of health. So, what does Gabriel have to say? Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal, or pen an article, or a book. Your soul longs for creative expression through writing. I can help you schedule this activity. Honor any nudges that guide you to write. The writing may be for your own enjoyment, or it may be a cathartic experience of self-expression in a private journal. As you work with your connection to the written word, you may receive divine guidance to write articles or books for publication. Call upon me at any time to guide you through the process. That's a big fat reminder for me. Working with Archangel Gabriel as the, in italics, the messenger angel, Gabriel loves to help writers and journalists deliver healing messages. Like a loving coach, she'll urge you to delegate your time and energy toward writing. Gabriel can also open doors that allow for publication of your articles and books. If you'll ask for her assistance, most of all, she'll help you enjoy writing. So, yeah, of course, there's a special place in my heart for Gabriel. And if you are a writer, I have facilitated a lot of workshops on narrative healing, and the essential part at the beginning of the process of writing is, where is this writing going to take place? What time of day? If you could create a sacred space for this to happen, a safe space, where would it be? What are the things you would want in it? What kind of tea would you want? Do you want to work on a computer? Do you want to work in a new journal? All of these things need to be decided, because really the truth is, until you make space for something in your life, it does not have permission to enter. And it practically can't enter until you build a space for it. Because up until that point, you're just imagining where this could be. And imagination that way doesn't get you that far in terms of practicality. So you could ask Archangel Gabriel to help you assign a place and a time and a project, and create that space first. That is always, because you can't create unless you are in a space that makes you feel comfortable and safe. So that is the first task for any writer. And then, make a list of the things possibly that you've wanted to write. And it doesn't have to be just writing. It could be poetry that's mixed media, or blackout poetry, or prompts. Prompts are a great thing to look up, because sometimes it's scary to get started when it's a blank page. But the thing is to remember that the blank page is your only audience, and the blank page does not judge you. So just pick a prompt. For the last book that I started, the prompt was, use the first line of your favorite book and start writing your story from there. Why not? It's creativity, and things are really never in stone, because stories always change. This is about the brainstorming, messy part of writing, which is nice. because you never know what's going to pop up. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I have another deck. As I said, it's the Angel Dreams, and I mentioned, yes, you need to ask for help with the angels. You also, you need to give them permission to help you, and you can give them permission to do healing work on you. But the other thing you can do is, before you go to sleep, you can ask whatever archangel you want to work with to come into your dreams, because you're much more open. And if that is a good stepping stone to working with the angels, call on them. And I've heard of this technique, mostly mentioning Archangel Michael, the protector, but you can ask your particular angel that you work with. You do have dream guides, so you can ask your dream guide to work with you in a clear way. And this deck also gives you hints as to perhaps the direction of your dreams, of where they might be going. So let's see what comes out for our collective. Wow. Did you see? That popped up like a frickin' Jack in the Box. Holy crow. It was passed over loved ones. They also have a habit of being able to visit you in your dreams, and I've had some doozy of dreams. Okay, and now we have purple, which is amethyst, which is also, we have clairvoyance, and we also have clairsentience. You know what? I don't think I specifically explained clairsentience, and that's the feelings, the physical and more emotional information that you get, or the empathing that you get. That's what clairsentience is. Clairvoyance is a little bit different, which is, I think, just the knowing. It's the intellectual. But you can put amethyst next to you when you sleep, and it will encourage deepened psychic, what's the word? It's the end of the day, I'm losing my words. More psychic connectivity or activity, when you're sleeping. So this is definitely a way to engage with the angels in your dreams. Interesting. We have summer. Okay. So these are specific things, and I don't know what they mean, so whatever resonates, take. Whatever doesn't, just leave for someone else. So first of all, we have passed over loved ones. Easier for them to come through in dreams. And I've had pretty much all of the people that I have passed away come to me. And this is focusing on comfort, forgiveness, and support. All those things that you might feel you need in terms of closure when someone has passed away. And I'm just going to read these to get the most out of each of these cards. Oh. Passed over loved ones. Loved ones in heaven are offering you comfort, guidance, and support. They are sending you messages of love and light. Perhaps you need to forgive a passed over friend or family member. He or she is coming to you to bring healing and closure to your relationship. So that is definitely a very specific message, but there's some other ones here. Archangel Azrael is associated with this symbol. So if this specifically if this specifically jogs you, I'm just going to see if we can look up via angel in the back. Of course, not made easy. Okay, so I will. Oh, moon cycles. I'm just gonna stick a card in that because I need to go back to that for tomorrow. Thank you, angels. I will do a. Oh, Azrael, here it is. Ha! Of course. That's the one. Azrael. Here we go. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Well, that is definitely something that happens when you are going through the loss of a loved one. And if that is the case for you, I'm so sorry. And I'm sure it's the case for probably many of you, given world events, etc. Even the strongest person experiences upsetting situations, and there's no shame in taking time to heal your heart. And that takes a long time, you know? This is a good time for quiet reflection upon your true feelings. I was just going to say, write them down in a private journal, and then call upon me to comfort your heart and mind. I can help you sleep better at night and put your mind at ease. Okay. Wow. So we're getting some very specific messages. For those in loss, when you ask for angels to help you at night, specifically, if you are grieving, I would go for Archangel Azrael. And I would go for Archangel Gabriel to find that space to write down in that journal, possibly before bedtime, and maybe you'll awaken feeling a little bit differently, just a little bit, you know, because that's how it happens in small little bits. Working with Archangel Azrael. Oh, Azrael's aura is a beautiful shade of vanilla cream, a very pale yellow tone. He surrounds grieving and dying persons with this loving light to bring them comfort. When Azrael is around, you may see eggshell-colored twinkling lights in the room. The crystal creamy yellow calcite is calibrated to Archangel Azrael's energy, so holding or wearing this crystal may lend additional comfort. So too, rose quartz. Rose quartz is specifically for support for grieving persons, and there are a number of different calcites. Orange calcite is for happiness, but you'd have to look and see if the crystal, the creamy yellow colored, is different than the orange. I believe it should be, because it sounds like a different colored calcite than the one that I'm familiar with. Wow, interesting. This is like a rabbit tunnel here. Oh, I'm so thankful. Okay, so we'll leave the passed over loved ones there. I was thinking about this today. I do have a Talking to Heaven deck, and it is about specifically connecting with passed over loved ones. So I might break that out at some point, but it is good to mention that while your passed over loved ones are there and they want resolution with you, it's the angels that are the high vibrations that are the ones that you want to ask for guidance from, and the ones who, if you're going to ask for healing, to please include them, because they're the ones who can heal you on the best vibrational level, because passed over loved ones, they have their own work to do. You know, they're still healing as well. And you can, you know, I remember when I was making that distinction, I asked Kara to hold my hand while the angels were doing work on me, and I didn't like. I wanted to connect with my wife, and I wanted her to do Reiki on me the way that she did when she was here, but I followed the guidance of a good friend and said, okay, fine. Kara can hold my hand, and please, I'm going to ask my angels to do work on me. And I swear I heard applause. It was like she figured it out. And she did. Kara held my hand. I felt my hand grow warm. Normally my feet would grow warm when she would be doing energy work on me. But this time my hand warmed up, and the rest of me just accepted healing work from the angels. So try that out at bedtime. That's the best time to do that kind of stuff. Use creamy yellow calcite if you want, but the purple is the next card. And this is definitely about psychic ability. Third eye clairvoyance. So I'm going to look that up. You are being sent loving messages via clear visions in your mind's eye. So we've got third eye stuff going. Your dreams are recurring patterns you see with your physical eyes. Notice the images in your dreams. Do not be afraid to see them. They are from God, the angels, and your dream guide. Purple symbolizes the third eye or sixth chakra. Your clairvoyance or clear seeing is open. So we're asking that third eye to open so you can see things with your mind's eye, or possibly even see things with the naked eye. Purple can also indicate that your sixth chakra is unbalanced, which manifests in the form of a need to escape from reality. Another symptom of imbalance is a feeling of superiority. In this case, this card is asking you to acknowledge that all people have innate powers and clairvoyance. So, yay, you're awesome, but lots of other people are awesome. Additional meanings: Archangel Michael, Haniel, Metatron, Jermiel, Raziel are associated with this symbol. Give yourself or someone else the royal treatment. Royalty, purple. Allow yourself to enjoy activities that bring about feelings of luxury. It is time to clear your third eye with energy work, with crystals or affirmations. So you might want to take the amethyst and put it there for a while before you go to bed. Just wake up before you don't sleep all night, because it might roll off and you'll never find it again. Okay, so the third card underneath that is summer. So whatever you are reaching out to the angels about, something about summer is significant. So taking action, fruition, intellect are, let's see, summer. This card is calling you to take action, perhaps in the summer. Use your intellect to determine the actions that need to be applied. You will encounter the variations of light and darkness, the familiar and the unexpected. Don't be afraid. This experience will open you to new personal growth. Summer is also symbolic of the stage which your goals or desires bear fruit, except that your projects, relationships, aspirations are coming to fruition now. So things could be moving and happening, or you might have to plan for the next couple of months and expect fruition in the summer. Other symbols: Archangel Uriel. So Uriel is the light of God, I think. So ask Archangel Uriel to shine the light on the things that require activity or change. Then there's also Archangel Ariel, who we also have, are associated with this symbol. This is a high energetic time for you, therefore you need to stay grounded. Spending time outdoors will help you do so. Your mind is quite active. Your Your claircognizance is powerful. Hone this ability. Focus on your maiden/warrior aspect by wielding power and channeling self-confidence into a positive force. So any practice that you do with your body, whether it's yoga or dancing or getting a massage, if it's associated with feeling good in your body and creating self-confidence, that's a good thing to do now. Socializing opens you up to growth. Get out there and meet new people. Or, you could do meetups, but, everyone's kind of hibernating right now, so get a hold of a friend and maybe they might, depending on where you are in the world, meet you for a hot chocolate. Okay, and the last one we have is green. And this is, of course, the color of Archangel Raphael. Okay, so compassion, love, cultivation. Not surprising. When this card appears to you, it's time to ask yourself what needs healing in your life. Keep your heart open and be, the heart chakra, green. Keep your heart open and be compassionate towards yourself and others. Allow love to weave a beautiful tapestry within your heart, expanding your senses. Then you will start to see it all around you, in every person and life form. You'll begin to respond and communicate lovingly. You'll feel lighter, happier, and free of burdens. Green asks you to open to self-love now and cultivate a relationship with yourself. This color is associated with the heart chakra, which in turn represents healing, growth, love, and nurturing. Green also represents communication from the heart. Trust yourself and others. Keep faith, and your heart will not lead you astray. Love is a compass. If you are unbalanced in the heart chakra, compassion is what you need to be employing, not empathy or sympathy, as these drain energy. If you offer others help out of obligation, shame, guilt, or fear, you'll burn out. You need to allow yourself to receive. Foster a safe and supportive environment by releasing judgment. See the world with the eyes of your heart. When you do, you'll feel vitality returning to you. Additional messages: Archangels Raphael, Shamuel, Metatron, Zadkiel, and Jophiel are associated with the symbol. You need to nurture and cultivate a relationship or spiritual practice. A condition or situation is being healed. Open your heart as much as you can. Make love with life. Abandon personal control and defensiveness by assuming the role of a beloved partner who takes action and responds to life with compassion. So, with asking for the help of the angels, asking for healing with the love, from the angels, asking for guidance, these are all acts of self-care. Because when you ask, you do get help. So, what do you have to lose? Give it a go tonight. See what happens. And if any particular dreams surface, it would be great to know that. All right, so that's the reading for today, and I will see you tomorrow for our first manifestation cycle reading that begins on the new moon. All right, take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.